Hello and welcome to the DFS Army YouTube channel. I'm Razzle11, or on Twitter I'm Razzle11Grinds. Taking a look at some pitching for Thursday, April 13th. We don't have many games to choose from, so this should be a pretty quick video. Uh, we can look at the early slate, but there's not much to be said. I'm going to keep riding Jeffrey Springs. And then I'm probably just going to go with Irvin against his old team, but I, I'll just mix and match the SB2 on DK. But, the real debates are on the main slate, and even then, I don't think it's much of a debate. Um, Starting at the top, I'm going to go back to the Nick Lodolo train. We talked about this exact matchup, just 5 days ago, roughly. Lodolo versus Falter. I was all about Lodolo. Lodolo was the thumbnail for the video. I'm gonna go back to him. Big K numbers. Uh, I know it's a little more difficult matchup. Being at Philadelphia, just saw him recently, um, and now it's in Cincinnati, which is an even smaller ballpark. But I'm just gonna go back to him. I love his ability. The K upside is great. And the nice thing with Cincinnati is they're letting him throw 109 and 106 pitches in his two starts. Not a whole lot to worry about in that regard. Somebody that I'm going to fade then at the top is going to be Joe Ryan. Pains me to say as a Twins fan. I really like Joe Ryan, but I am not going to pitch him against the Yankees in New York. He is coming off of a 10K performance, but he did allow 4 runs. He has thrown the ball pretty well, but Kansas City and Houston are just not at the level of the Yankees, especially the top half of the Yankee lineup. So, uh, this is a spot I'm going to look to fade, and I'll just be happy if he does dominate the Yankees from a fan standpoint. Uh, but just not in my lineups at 8,800 on DK. Uh, One of the reasons being is because I will be going with either Jordan Montgomery, who was solid against the tough Blue Jay squad and then was dominating against the Brewer squad, which that start against the Brewers was also mentioned in that video that I was going to be all about him. That was during the time the Brewers were kind of hot, but I thought that Montgomery being left-handed and his ability was going to cool them down a bit, and he did nail that. One guy that I am going to jump all over here is going to be Bassett. Numbers are inflated because of that horrible first start against the Cardinals. Bounced back pretty solidly against the Angels. Had some walk issues, uh, but saw threw 109 pitches. So big jump from 57 on opening in his opening start to 109. But does get the Tigers, and I know the Tigers have put up a couple runs the last couple games against Gausman and Manoah, but Gausman just struck out double digits last night, and I think Bassett can do pretty well. And at 8,200, I think it's worth it. So I'd rather go down with Bassett against Detroit at home than with Joe Ryan on the road against the Yankees. Um, and then really I have to decide throughout the day as you do some research. I'm going to be looking in this range here with Brito, Nick Martinez, and Bailey Falter. I did mention Falter, that last week in that video with Lodolo. Like Falter also fits in pretty well. Problem is, his K upside wasn't there. As you can see, he only has 5 on the season, so he is definitely an option for SB2, but I just don't know if he has enough upside, especially if we can make like a Lodolo Bassett lineup work with most of our builds. So, if we need to go cheaper, it's going to be somebody in this range. Nick Martinez always intrigues me. He hasn't been sharp to begin the year, um, but he was strong this spring. Was on the WBC squad. was great out of the bullpen last year too. So like there's ability there. But it might not be a spot. I have to dig in more on the Brewer lineup. And Johnny Brito had a great debut. Was solid last time out, but his K numbers went down. But it was against a tougher Baltimore team, so he's somebody that might be intriguing to me, even though he's taking on my Twins. Twins dealing with some injuries. The lineup isn't as dangerous as we saw to begin the season. So I think Brito is worth a number of shares. So based on just the initial thought, is Burrito's probably going to be in my SB2 pool. The issue is he's 500 less than Bassett, so they're pretty close in price. Um, and I think I just would rather take the upside of Bassett over Burrito if I had to choose between them. So, well, that was a quick look at today's pitching. And as always, please hit the thumbs up. Please hit the subscribe button. It really helps us out here at DFS Army. If you could hit the comment, let me know, you know, which of those three guys you're looking at the most, the Brito, Martinez, or Falter. Uh, I'm definitely going to go with Brito, I think, out of those three. But yeah, definitely let me know in the comments. And as always, best of luck, everybody.